Hey, happy Wednesday. Yes, it's time for AfroEconomics Live. I want to see if it sounds a little better with these on till I find out that it's not even going through the headphones. And I'm going to try. I think it is. I think it's going through the headphones. Thank you so much for sharing your midday Wednesday, February 19th, 2025 with me. I appreciate you. Please know that. I appreciate you so much more than you can even imagine. I want us to talk about your money, your money, your politics. No? Oh my goodness. I want to make sure that I see your chats. Like sometimes I forget. So I got the chat on. Make sure you subscribe, you share, we talk. I want to share some information because some consumer consciousness, consumer awareness, consumer confidence numbers came out. And it said that, the confidence of investors depends on which political party they affiliate themselves with. And that's something. So I want you to just think like, does my investor confidence depend on who is in the White House? Vicky D. That's right. Vicky D got that freezing weather in Texas. Goodness gracious. I don't know what's going on in Texas. And no, you chose the wrong time to visit when it's colder in Texas than it is on the East Coast. Mr. Lewis, I just thought about you. Goodness gracious. I got to get you on my schedule. Indeed. Eric Stanley, good to see you. Snoopy D, all the way from Stone Mountain, Georgia. God is good. Is your investor confidence connected to politics? No? Tell me. Is your investor confidence connected to politics? I'm gonna put it up here because I want to see. I'm gonna see it so I can't miss it. What you gonna say? Like it says in the research that the confidence in October for people who say that they're Democrats, their confidence, investor confidence sank dramatically, hugely. And the other party, the Republican Party, the confidence shot through the roof. Shot through the roof. So I think I know that it is a mistake for either party, people who find themselves in either party, to base their investment decisions on that, on what political party they affiliate themselves with. Our investment decisions have to be made on our long-term financial goals. Can I get an amen? Look, they have to be connected to what is important to you while you're investing. It can't be. I mean, of course you can. You can do whatever you want to do, but as your advisor, even a billionaire, multi-billionaire, I don't know, he's probably headed to $1 trillion. Warren Buffett said that it's a dangerous move for you to make. No, to make your investment decisions based on, how you feel about the next 4 years when you're hoping that you're going to live another 30 or 40, 50. You want to live beyond your own life anyway. We want to invest for our life, but we want to invest so that the next generation is benefiting from our life as well, correct? We have invested, we're investing for generations. The decisions that we're making are not just impacting us. We want to make investment decisions that are going to be fruitful for people who never met you, right? They said we want to build a shade tree for people for our descendants to sit under that shade tree and they never, ever, ever met you, but they benefit from what you planted. It's a quote, I kind of messed it up, but I think you get the gist of it. We're building a bridge. We're building a bridge to connect lives that we may never walk over the bridge that we're building. But somebody got to build the bridge. Somebody got to do it. And that's us. We want to make sure that we're building assets so that it's going to benefit for our life, but it's not just for these next 4 years. It's not that, you feel really confident for these 4 years, and then all of a sudden the next 4 years you feel horrible. So, what type of investment is that you just, like it for the next 4 years, or you don't like it for the next 4 years? Literally, we need to think about it. So I'm going to give you some real research. And then what I'm going to do, I can't see behind the logo. Let me see if I can, I can't see that. Someone else has to make a comment, Snoopy D, so I can see your comment. I'm going to show something that I'm going to give back to you. Let me watch me share this screen. I found this with some data on market performance and party affiliation. So this shows a $10,000 investment in the S&P 500 index in 1961, way before I was born, would have grown to more than $6 million. $6 million. 10,000 will have grown to $6 million by the end of last year. And it's just to illustrate that during that time period, since y'all won't take my word for it, during this time period, I'm going to go back. During the time period, all these different presidents. Look at that. 1961 to 1963, up 12% with Kennedy. But that's that donkey. So it's the Democrat, I guess. And then I think the red is the Republican. So that Lyndon Johnson, 63 to 69. Riots in Watts, Los Angeles. Assassination of Martin Luther King during that time. The Tet Offensive in Vietnam, the Vietnam TET offensive. I wonder what that is. But it's just showing you that there was something going on. This president was assassinated before that, and the market was up 12.4 using the S&P as an indicator. 10.3. Richard Nixon comes in. From 69 to 74, the S&P was down 1.6%. Watergate, oil, shootings at this college during that time. This is what they recognized as significant things. The Gerald Ford, 74 to 77, because he was. So he only got to finish off that term. Gerald Ford, to tell me the history on that. But it was up 18% after kicking out a president. And there was still Republican president. And then went Republican, Democrat. Then Jimmy Carter up 11%. Ronald Reagan up 14%. Just to show you, just different administrations of 15.7% under George H.W. Bush. Hope y'all can see this. Can y'all see it? Y'all can't even see what I'm sharing. I was sharing that the whole time. I just want y'all to know. I wasn't just like talking about it. I thought I was actually showing it to you. Let me see if I can. I think it's a no, that's just to save it. I don't know how to make it a little bit bigger because I'm so used to spreading, and this monitor doesn't have touch. It's about to get like, it's so easy to get frustrated, spend some more money. It's brand new too. They got me with that. I thought it was touch. So I said, oh, what a good price. And then I figured out, oh, it's not touch. Look at that one. No. What about this? That kind of helped. It just look, I don't know what it did with me, but the showing you different presidents, different returns, different administrations. There's no clear one does it always does better, than the other. Because then the Republicans were down, then the Republicans were up, the Democrats were out, the Republicans were up, the Republicans were up, Democrats were up 17.2, Bill Clinton. There's definitely. So then George Bush, after Bill Clinton comes in, it's down. We're talking about the S&P, 2.9. Barack Obama is up 14.5 from '09 to 2017. And then this is average annual, I'm sure. And then Donald Trump, first term, 16. Joe Biden, 13. So basing your investment decisions, I'm so glad. Thank you, Mr. Stanley. Basing the investment decisions on political parties, I think is a bad decision for us to make. Great afternoon, right back at you. So what should we base our investment decisions on, right? So I'm gonna give you some things that this is what I try to get us to do. Make sure that we're realizing everything that's going on. There's much more there's much stronger influences on the marketplace than just who is the president. Interest rates, inflation, economic outlook, policies in general, Congress in general, moves that are going to be made, taxation, wars that might end, or wars that might start. They actually may have more impact than who is in there. If we can get some of the wars to stop, that could have, positive, maybe it could have a negative, depends on how it all comes out, right? But we can't just say it's just based on this president. We have to look at it bigger. We have to continue to our consciousness of the impact of interest rates. And most importantly, don't forget about you, what you want. So politics definitely impacts the stock market, the business profitability, very important for me to make sure that we're keeping an eye on. What businesses are you interested in? What businesses meet your risk tolerance? What are they still profitable? Even if we're doing ETFs, which I use a lot, exchange traded funds, like we have to make sure what's in them. How is that impacting you? The actual performance of that ETF, I don't think as in my day of trying to make sure that you're okay as an investor, who's in the White House has little or none to do with it. Sincerely, I have to constantly stay focused on your financial goals. Now, mind you, if there was like a huge emphasis on maybe increasing spending or increasing taxation on retirement money or things like that, yeah, I'd be really mad. But I definitely have to, think yes, a lowering of interest rates would really be helpful right about now. The Federal Reserve controls interest rates, though. It's not under the president's control. So the interest rate's not going down the way that it would. I feel that it would help the market, help home buyers, help people trying to finance anything. Lower interest rates would help, but it would hurt as far as interest rates on savings accounts, though. So but that's the Federal Reserve. So the watching what the Federal Reserve is doing gives me more information on that than worrying about what the president is doing. Lower interest rates makes it easier for businesses to borrow, to expand, to make sure that, especially when you're looking at it from a growth business, small business growth perspective. Lower interest rates are often interpreted as good for long-term growth, long-term for companies, good for business, lower interest rates. It has been seen to boost stock prices. Yes, it would be great. But that's the Federal Reserve. Let's think about companies in general, companies creating a new product, company coming out with something brand new, a new technology. Look at what this Chinese company came out with, that new cheap AI, hit that AI market. We had to expect that. There's someone out there somewhere who had all their life savings in just one AI company. Okay. It worked for a minute, but now they realize that diversification, JB didn't make that up. Diversifying is important, right? So we go back, and we say, when this particular political party is in the White House, the S&P is always up this amount. Even if we look at it on average or this and that, I think that's not a healthy perspective for you to see it. That's why I didn't look at it that way. Look at how many times they always, you know what I'm saying? No, because someone will actually fall for that and then expect that. It's a misconception to believe that a particular political party is the key to the stock market moving forward. Because the truth of the matter is stocks have done well. My AfroEconomics investment portfolios have done well under Democrats and under Republican administrations. So we all know that. They know that on every channel that you're watching. But I think that yes, but I was trying to avoid saying that word because I don't want to give them any commercials. So Dr. Talk, whatever your name is. Look, we like to use things people can announce and pronounce in here. Yes, I see you, and yes, thank you for sharing something that I didn't want to share. But so diversification is a powerful tool. I want to make sure that we note that diversification is much more powerful than who's in the White House or who's in Congress. Because diversification is us taking control over what we can control. So rather than trying to time our investments around who's going to get elected and which political party, I want us to focus on allowing me to help you develop a diversified portfolio that can help you build wealth over the long term. that you are wealthy over the long term. And then so also knowing that what we do, that how important you are in the mix. You are what you do with your money, you are much more of an influence on your portfolio, on your investments, on your wealth, on your family's future, on your own future. You are much more important than Congress, the president, any political party. You have much more of an influence on it than that. And I think that sometimes we want to just convince ourselves that we can blame our lack of investing, our lack of focusing on the long term, our lack of keeping our confidence in check, keeping our goals in check, keeping ourselves involved in Afroeconomics actively. You know what I mean? We are in charge. If I said the number one influence on your wealth and your family's finances, future, your wealth development, the number one influence is you and the decisions you make. I can do my work. I can make you money. I can do that. But I cannot stop you from taking out more than we could possibly make and spending it, not setting up a reasonable budget that will take care of you for the rest of your life. That's where the discipline comes in. Bernice said, can you comment on companies to invest in on the dollar cost average basis? And there are companies especially like utility companies, they love you to do that. But what that does is move you away from my whole goal of diversification. But if somebody's they want to have a particular stock and they want to have that, at work even. So if somebody works somewhere and they have a stock purchase plan, that is dollar cost averaging into that particular stock. But that is making a bet on that one company or that one investment. Yeah, but as you're working during your accumulation phase of your life, you're dollar cost averaging into the portfolio that I allocate for you at your job even. Or if you don't have a work retirement plan, we set it up. We set up your own retirement plan. We set up your own individual retirement account, and you dollar cost average every week, every month, every year. Dollar cost averaging is just gradually investing over time, right? That is just you are actually reducing your average cost. So that's why it's in dollar cost averaging and not even really reducing it, because the cost of it could be going up every month. But theoretically, nothing just goes up every month. So investing periodically like that, you're hoping that at some point it will go down, so that particular time you invest that same $100, but because the price has dropped, you get 10 shares instead of only 5 shares when the price was up. So you're reducing your average costs, dollar cost average, because what you buy something for is your cost basis, right? That's right. I'm gonna try to get that logo off so I can see. See what you said. And then I'm gonna go up here and do like that. Boom. Look at that. The current administration's stance suggests that cryptocurrencies may present a valuable investment opportunity, highlighting the president's influence on personal finances. I thought that, Mr. Walton, is such a nice sentence. Go on with your bad self. Highlighting the president's influence on some people's If a person believes that, if a person believes in cryptocurrencies, they first have to believe in cryptocurrencies. And then you also have a president that has his own cryptocurrency. So what about that? Does that make the existing ones worse? Does that put the existing ones at more risk? Does that, I mean, hey, if a wise person in that situation should immediately consider getting a financial advisor, consider me, consider joining. No, consider the most important part about finances is that you should have a relationship with someone far before the change takes place. Far before. So if this person, has the relationship like Mr. Walton does, and he knows me and we've been working together for years, then I know his risk tolerance because what? He has to do a risk tolerance with me. I know. So I can have an educated conversation with him specifically about that, but not publicly about this. So everything I have to respond to, because I'm a licensed registered investment advisor, I have to be very careful not to say that I support nor don't support. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just can't mess with it. There was a time where crypto was not, well, Bitcoin was not available to my investors. So they weren't. But now we have crypto that is available on ETFs. It's on the exchanges, so it has become more of my conversation. At the same time, I know that more of the Black community is doing crypto than Black community actually invests in stocks at all. It's frightening to me. And it's flipped with white community. More white people invest in the stock market and less of them are doing crypto. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. We'll see. We'll see. So just saying the stats. But what I can say as far as us, if it is true that the Black community does not have as much wealth, then that means the majority of the Black community should be taking steps to grow their money according to their specific risk tolerance. And it is rare that I meet a Black person with money that has the risk tolerance that they're willing to lose any of it, not just some of it, to lose any of it. And I work with Black multimillionaires, thank God, many of you. And no, they're not playing. They're not playing. So I have seen a lot of times the people who take on more risk are the ones that don't really have the money to be even considering it. And what do you say? What do you mean you consider it? I mean, you gotta have more savings than every bill you got. At least that. If you got you can pay off every bill you got, and you get this and that, and you know that you're gonna eat and you good for the rest of your life, then you probably got some money to play with. But a lot of us really need to get investment advisors. I would say the majority. The wealthier you would find the majority person is, the more likely they are to have a registered investment advisor. That's something for us to think about. Why are we, just relying on machines instead of trying to develop relationships so that we can take things to the levels that God has in mind for us? He said he will give us abundance that we can't even imagine. And we're settling. We're settling. He said, give us so much. We can't even fit it in the storehouse. Just full. God is doing amazing things. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Don't waste your blessings. He said, be a good guardian over few things, and he'll give you many. And also we need to realize that when we're thinking about, oh, this political stuff, it's going to hurt me. I'm going to not make any money. We have to realize that there's a whole bunch of stuff that has to go through the House of Representatives, has to go through the Senate, has to get signed off by the president, has to go through a process, sometimes takes, more than a year. Like we saw with the federal employees when there was an offer for severance, and then the offer for severance got taken off the table. So then now they're just letting people go, which I don't like that the media keeps saying that people got fired. I don't understand why the media has to make it look so bad that people got fired. People get laid off all the time. Thousands a day get laid off from places, and they don't say 10,000 got fired from Amazon. They say the person got laid off. Your position is discontinued. We no longer need you. But these people are not. Everybody ain't getting fired. Somebody's getting fired, but everybody ain't getting fired. The overwhelming majority are getting laid off. And they won't qualify for severance now because the political things that be took the whole severance thing off the table. So the government will actually be able to save even more money because they don't have to pay severance, which I think is the most ridiculous thing. And that's not even a political party issue. That is a human rights issue. Who in their right mind would not want people to get severance pay? So the issue should have been, let's make sure you pay these people severance pay. When you ask them if they want to quit, they can quit. There wasn't firing them. That is something that is done all the time. And we have to stop letting the world tell us how to perceive things so that everybody else is free, and then they're trying to always mess up our head. There is life after any job. Some of the most amazing people I know, most highly paid, the wealthiest people, I'm telling you, and I'm not making this up, some of them are the people who were let go from another job. I told a client yesterday, I thank God, and I told a client this morning, I thank God for allowing me to live long enough to see the blessing in what I thought was pain. The blessing in it. We have to have enough faith to know that I got this next. And everything, anybody in AfroEconomics has been preparing for this day. On average, people switch jobs 7 times in your career. In an average career, 7 times. Right? The best, Ms. Jackson Darden, is to join AfroEconomics. And a person could do that with as little as, for full membership, to have an advisor, have me helping you, is only $30 a month. I think it's really sad that but even if a person doesn't have $30 a month, they can just do the free membership. And I say that because, you don't know what to do to invest yet. So what we start with AfroEconomics is first finding out what's important to you. First, we got to do the financial planning. First, I got to see what you got already. And before AfroEconomics was created, and for a lot of other places, everything is transactional. You do this, give us this, give me that money, we make money off you, and then you try to make some money. But that's not what AfroEconomics is about. AfroEconomics is about empowerment, helping us look at how blessed we are. Look at all you got already. Let's make sure we step that up. Let's get that to the best that it is. A lot of times, the membership pays for itself 100 times over just for getting your allocation correct, so that when you leave that job or they let you go or you get fired or whatever, you have been maximizing the experience. You have been maximizing the experience. So the best investment that we can make is an investment in ourselves, in our knowledge, in our empowerment, in our planning, in getting that structure, in getting someone who is willing to take the time to listen to what is important to you. That's why I created it. Because when I 30 years ago, I couldn't find anybody that I could talk to about my dream for JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics. So I said, when I get in a position, I'm going to do something so that people that want to start a business, they can have a mentor instantly. Instantly. How many people tell me, oh, JB, I wish I could go out to lunch with you. I ain't gone to no lunch. I don't got no lunch. How you think I can stop my day? That's a corporate thing y'all get to do. You know, this corporation that I own ain't got no time for me to go away from my desk when I need to be doing trades. I need to be doing allocation. I need to be doing live streams. I need to be saved. I got to save the world. Plus, I'm going to finish this damn PhD. God, give me strength. I have fit class to fit. I don't have time to just go out. So what? You can get my time. Sign up for the entrepreneur membership. Sign up for the individual membership. Do it. That's how you run it. That's the way you want. Why go all the way around the barn when I'm telling you this it? So look at the history that I was talking about. All those different elections, all those different political parties, and overall $10,000 over all those administrations from 1961 to 2024. That $10,000 investment in the S&P 500 grew to $6 million reinvesting. That ain't even made up. Simple as that. Simple as that. Ain't nobody's fault. Ain't no political party's fault. Ain't no president's fault. It's about our own discipline, our own prudent investing, creating a healthy habit of not overspending, allowing your financial professional to help you. Stop being with financial professionals that could care less about you. Don't know nothing about you, nothing about your family, nothing about your people, nothing, ain't doing nothing for you. You just keep sending money and your money is underperforming. How do I know? Because I know how to check those things. That's what I do. How do you know? You don't know, because they're not telling you that they're underperforming. But if you're paying a full load, which most people are out there, especially a small investor, AfroEconomics gives a small investor access to no load funds. Just that. But I refuse to brag about all that God allows me to do for us. It's just somewhere I just want to be able to, when it's all said and done, say, for the last 30 years plus, I have provided this to my people. That's like Harriet Tubman said. I would have freed more, but they didn't know they were slaves. I would help more people, but they don't know they're being robbed. They don't know it. And I can't help them until they come to me. We got to put in the work. It is what it is. But no excuses. It's not the president. It's us. We're going to take care of our money. Forget about the political parties, in my opinion. I don't believe in party politics, because I believe that it is my job to make sure whatever administration is in there, that I make it work to your benefit. And that has worked for my clients so far. I'm not trying to get emotionally attached to nobody. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. I tried that before and they just disappoint. So now I just focus on making sure you're making money. We're making money. We're doing our best. We're getting ahead. That's what I got to do. God says, stay focused. Stay focused. It's a shirt. Shake the dirt. Shake the dirt off your shoulder. Shake it off your sand. Always same as Spencer. Shake the sand. Shake it out and keep on moving. So if you want to move forward, don't hesitate to reach out to me, 1-844-JB Bryan. More importantly, go to that website, sign up for membership. Sign up for membership. Be proactive. Do it. Yep. So that's some key things that impact your portfolio way more than any president. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your time. We did well. Continue to make life happen. Help somebody. Love somebody. Tomorrow's not promised. Bye-bye now.